Greetings, magical people. My name is Salazar, and today on Magic the Gathering Arena, we are playing Snow White. Good old mono white with snow-covered plains to help us play Faceless Haven, one of the greatest creatures slash lands to come out of Kaldheim in the past weeks. Besides that, this mono white deck might look very familiar to you. We are playing the Lurrus package with Selfless Savior and Alseid of Life's Bounty. Sacrifice these guys to protect the big cat or your other creatures, then just bring them back. We have removal in the form of Swallow Hole and Giant Killer. Giant Killer is very, very resourceful. You first use it as a removal spell, then it comes down as a creature, helping you control the board, tapping your opponent's things. And Swallow Hole is better than most people imagine. Being able to exile instead of just killing your opponent's creatures right now is very, very powerful, especially against other people who play Lurrus, for example. Like the Rogue deck, like the Cycling deck, like other mono-white decks. We're also playing Maul of the Skyclaves, Luminarch Aspirant, Sentinel's Angels, helping us buff our creatures. We're also playing Hushbringer and Reidane. Now, these, I think, are the greatest cards in this deck. And I'll tell you why. Hushbringer basically cancels out what most other decks are trying to do. Hushbringer says, no, Wicked Wolf, you don't get to fight me. No, Annex, you don't get any tokens after your creatures die. There's a lot of value to Hushbringer, and that's the reason why that's the reason why we don't play Skyclave Apparition in this deck, because 4 Hushbringers usually control the board enough that we don't want, our own little spirit that comes into play and then does nothing. Reidane is also really helpful, not only because of the Snowland ability that makes all of their opponent's lands come into play tapped, but also the second ability. The one says, non-creature spells your opponent cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater cost 2 more to play. That usually means we can hold back their Embercleaves, hold back their Great Henges, hold back their Ultimatums. Most of the big threats that need to come into play early for our opponent to have a chance, they get delayed a couple turns back. That's usually enough to get the job done. We also play 2 Heliods. It's not essential. This isn't a life gain deck, but being able to have an indestructible 5/5 blocker that can sometimes pump your other creatures, it helps, but it's not crucial to the deck. So yeah, I think this is Snow White. Let's see how this princess does. Yeah, this hand is a solid keep. We get to play the little doggo turn 1, Hushbringer turn 2. Hopefully that means we can keep our opponent at bay while we find one of the hammers, equip it on our fairy, make her just a little bit stronger, and start beating Gucci Bear in the face. Come on, man. Are you gonna mulligan? Are you gonna keep? Come on. Come on. Wow, slow start. Cute doggo. So, our opponent here is probably playing Naya. Naya Winota. Huh. Runeforge Champion. When this guy comes into play, you look for a rune and then you put it into your hand. But, as I said, Hushbringer. You don't get to search your library. We drop a Valkyrie. We hit your face. Okay, so our opponent is definitely playing a Rune Aura enchantment deck. That's funky. I've never seen this. But I think we all know what to expect. The Hushbringer is gonna get blocked. But we're gonna attack anyway, just to gain life. If the angel gets blocked by either the griffin or the chicken, these get killed. And we push through. No blockers. Whoa. So what to do now? We can either hold mana open for Giant Killer. Because, I mean, our opponent is probably gonna equip something else here, right? But I think the right play is to get the Lurrus on the board. If he does pump one of his creatures, we can take the hit. Yep. Well, that's a big hit, but we can take it. Okay, so our opponent finally found the red mana he needed. What to do? Because we could exile him. But I think the right play here is to attack with everything. And now, on our opponent's turn, if he equips anything else, or attaches another aura, I mean, we can giant kill it. Yep. Birgi, God of Storytelling. Creatures you control can boast twice. And you add a bunch of red mana whenever you do anything. Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem right now. So we're gonna get Heliod on the board right now, so we can attack with... So we can attack... with the Fairy and the Valkyrie, and then gain life with this little life linker. And when that happens, Heliod places +1/+1 counters on someone else. And I'm thinking, yeah, we just pump the Valkyrie, right? So I didn't want to attack with Lurrus. It could trade with Birgi. Or I could sacrifice the doggo to save it, but I don't want to get rid of the doggo just yet. So our opponent now has a couple more things in his hand, but nothing that's gonna change the outcome of the game, I think. Okay. Let us attack with everything. This turn, I don't mind sacrificing the Selfless Savior. Lurrus can bring it back. We have the mana for that. We're gonna use Heliod here to give lifelink, probably to Reidane. Yeah. Okay. So we gain more life, we bump our creatures, we play the doggo back from the graveyard, and our opponent is at 2 life. I don't think he has much wiggle room now. Storm Herald. That's a card you don't see every day. But hey, thanks Hushbringer. Do we keep this? We need to draw a third land, but I think we can manage. Let's play the Aspirant, pump the Alseid, and start gaining life as soon as possible. Oh, our opponent is playing roads. Did not see that coming. Snow roads? Now that's interesting. So let's get the Hushbringer down so that the Enforcer doesn't keep milling us. Now let's pump the Cleric so we can attack with both of her dudes. We haven't found that third plains. Not yet. Nope. Be really helpful so I can play the hammer. But let's get the doggos. You know who let the dogs out? I did. How do we do this? So the Sorin Thought Thief has 3 life. He can block any of our guys. But if we attack with everything, something goes through. So we're almost at 30. Our opponent is at 10. If he is going to win the game, it's through milling our deck. I don't think it's gonna be by getting to our life total. So you mill my deck. That was the plains I needed. Ooh. But we did get it back. Okay. So we actually have a couple of options here. We can play Reidane, so their next land comes into play tapped. We could giant kill the Enforcer, but I don't think that's gonna do much of a difference. What I'm thinking is we play the Maul of the Skyclaves on the Alseid, not on the ferry, because the ferry is already flying on top of the battlefield. That means the Enforcer can't block any of our guys. Okay. You get the rogues back. His dude coming back with Death Touch doesn't really affect us, because our guy has First Strike. This, however, does get us off balance. Now what to do? We can either cast the Alseid back, but probably the right choice is getting Reidane down. Getting Reidane. The god of the worthy. Okay, our opponent attacks with everything. I know he's not playing Lurrus as a companion, so that probably means he has Sareth-san in his hand. If he did play Sareth, he'd probably grab one of our Lurrus, and that's gonna be a problem. So let's do this. Let's block. Okay, you block here, you block there. Oh, he has Menace, so I can't block it. Well, oh well. Throw down the Sareth. Come on. We can take it. Soul Shatter. Did not see that one coming. Alright. So, let's give our fairy vigilance.
Let's clean up our graveyard just a bit. Okay. And so that means the Hushbringer can attack. And block next turn. Let's use the Swallow Hole while we can. Get rid of their flyer. Why is our opponent playing Snowlands? We haven't seen any snow spells, right? There we go. Okay. So we attack with the two flyers. The Brazen Borrower can block the Alseid and die, because the Alseid has first strike. And it could... Yeah, if you double block the Hushbringer, you do kill it. But not if the Selfless Savior sacrifices for the greater good of this match. So we're at 40 life. Our opponent is at 2. If he manages to somehow spin this around, I'll be very, very unpleasantly surprised. Oh, he's gonna play the Seret, right? Oh, here he comes. Yeah, no. But we cleaned out all the Lurrus. So we know he can't start playing out his graveyard. What are you gonna fetch? Okay. I was like, yeah, that's neat and all, but we already won. We already won. Ooh, I think that's a good hand. So we get down the doggo. The doggo can look after the fairy. Ooh, no. I want this guy first. Because I don't think turn 2 is gonna have him activating the Hushbringer, right? But the Luminarch Aspirant is gonna start gaining counters. Let's read In Search of Greatness just a sec. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a permanent spell from your hand with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the highest converted mana cost amongst other permanents you control. Okay, so right now the permanent with highest mana cost on his side of the board is the enchantment, the In Search of Greatness. So next turn he's gonna get a 3-drop for free. But at least we are holding back his lands. Oh wait, what does it say? Amongst other permanents you control. Oh. So it's 0 plus 1 equal Storm Shambler. Plays another princess. And let's get greedy. Let's play both of these. Okay. That was easier than expected. Not the ideal hand, but it's good. So I'm thinking Giant Killer turn 1, Hushbringer turn 2, we hold the other Giant Killer as a spell. Wow. So yeah, the Kroxa doesn't make us discard because of the Hushbringer, but we actually kept the Kroxa around because of the Hushbringer. Huh. That just gave me an idea. There should be a Kroxa Hushbringer red, black, white deck. Yeah. Oh my god, okay. So let's attack through the air. Let's hold the mana open so we can tap the Kroxa before it attacks. Let's just take it slow. The Crowan War. Of course, we're gonna take that. Huh. How many cards in their graveyard? Okay. So we can exile this Croxa. We can't play the other one. So let's try that. Now, let's Sentinel's Ice the Hushbringer so we can block the other Hushbringer, which is on their side. That also means that when the Crowan War makes our creatures deal damage to themselves, the Hushbringer will be safe because it won't be tapped. The Crowan War only hits the Giant Killer, but because he has 3 life to attack, he's not strong enough to kill himself. Attack through the air. Before his attack phase, we tap the Croxa so it can't hit us. That means the turn after that, we can attack with the Faceless Haven. And hopefully win the game. Interesting choice, taking the Giant Killer. Sure, hit me. By the way, I love these card sleeves. I mean, they're so metal. Okay, so let's tap that. Transform this dude. That was more than enough. I mean, the Aspirant was just overkill. Okay, looks a little slow, but I think we can manage. There we go. That's a 2-drop we needed. So yeah, let's pump the Doko so we can start attacking right away. Our opponent is probably gonna play a Lovestruck Beast. Yes. That gets him some life. I mean, if he was in such a hurry to play the beast, that probably means he has a great hench. Is it hedge or is it hench? He has one of those big trees in his hand. So let's play Reidane. Her second ability. Non-creature spells your opponent cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. That means our opponent's gonna have a harder time trying to cast that big tree. At least for a couple turns. Well, he's still going so hard against us. So I block everything, make the angel indestructible. What now? They think, okay, yeah, release it. We play the hammer on the angel. That means, because it has first strike, it can kill the questing beast before the questing beast kills her. And it just flies above the board unblocked. And we can swallow whole that Lovestruck Beast. Okay. We got rid of that threat. Probably another one coming though. Gruul decks are probably gonna have a hard time dealing with a flying 6/7. I don't think he can fight back against something like that. We play the cat, we play the dog, and we just keep hitting. So the name of the game here is keep Reidane alive. I did not see that one coming. Okay. So that one is gonna be rough. But we can, again, block everything. Sacrifice the doggo to save the other dude. Win some life in the process. And what now? What now? Because, okay, we can either play these 3 dudes, or we can get the hammer back on our side. Yep, that does it. Whoop! Let's turn 1 Alseid, turn 2 Aspirant, turn 3 another Aspirant. What deck is our opponent playing? I have no idea what's going on. So yeah, we pump these 2 dudes so they can attack through his 1/1, and we put another +1/+1 counter on this guy, even if he wasn't gonna attack, so that at least we know he's safe from a Heartless Act. No idea what my opponent is trying to do. Nicola Pegus, what are you doing? What are you? Oh my. Okay. Well, that was quick. Okay, no one drop, but it's still a good hand. So let's play the Aspirant so she can start growing right away. The Hushbringer I played next turn to block out Anax. Okay, yeah, that was predictable. Wow. I have no way to protect the Lurrus, but I still think the right move here, maximize our mana, is to play Lurrus, play the Sentinel size. Next turn we have 4 mana, play one of the Aspirants and the Hushbringer out of the graveyard. Down comes Anax, right on cue. I don't want to attack this turn because the cat is just gonna get blocked by Anax. Next turn we can giant kill it. And because we have Hushbringer, he doesn't get the token. Those are a lot of attacks. Which means, like, definitely our opponent has Embercleave in hand. So, if he plays the Embercleave on Anax, eesh, that's 16 damage in and of itself. Which means I'd have to... I have to block. And probably lose some dudes in the way. Embercleave, and you play Embercleave, and then what? Come on, Mono Red. I was like, are you really trying to take this decision? Okay. So thanks to Hushbringer, our opponent didn't get any tokens, didn't deal damage with his gobbling. This turn we can kill the Annex. Now that Embercleave is looking a lot less dangerous than it was last turn. What you gonna play? Probably that giant, okay. You equip the Embercleave here. What, really? No Embercleave? I mean, you can equip the Embercleave for free. Why wouldn't you? Woo. Victory!